Even at 6 years old, Jackson Vajda was a tried and true defender. It stayed that way, in fact, up until high school when his coaches realized his potential on the offensive side of the ball.
So we knew coming in that he was going to be a great player, and I've seen him play before I got here. And then coming in here, once I saw his full skill set, I knew, I was like, oh man, he has to be pushed up the field because he's so dangerous in the attack. He's dangerous setting people up, scoring, crossing the ball. He's dangerous in the air, heading the ball. With him on the field, we keep the ball up in the attack more often, so it helps us out just from a tactical standpoint as well to have him up the field.
It was definitely a little change at first. Didn't really know the position, so say, but I think just practicing and practicing, getting the reps in games and at practice, it helped me out a lot. And just horsing around in the backyard, wherever maybe shooting, doing all the little things just made it a little easier too. I just think it's a different way to see the field. You have different opportunities and different roles. I like on the defensive side, you can see the entire field, be a leader, and then offensively, you can have fun, take your shots and everything, and get a little more creative up there. So if you lose the ball, it's not as bad losing it in the back.
It's just amazing that he can play both positions. I mean, he could probably play anywhere. He could probably play goalie too, but he's just all around a very good player.
Hesitant at first, that transition is something that made his play that much more difficult to defend, all the while still improving his game as a center back.
Just being a defender throughout the whole time, I did not want to lose the ball up top. I was just focused on not letting the other team score and just kicking it up the field when in doubt. But come high school, it really made me start to understand the different positions. And now as a defender, knowing what you want to do on the offensive end helps you as a defender to realize what they want to do against you when you're playing defense.
A skill set described as vast and, quite frankly, rare. But Vajda soon realized that not only could he play on the opposite end of the field, but following his junior year, he also sought after a record to become the first and only boys player in the EPC and LVC to score 100 goals.
I remember freshman year, I only had, I think it was 5 or 6 goals, and I was just like, yeah, there's no way. I didn't even think of it being a possibility whatsoever. And then towards the end of last year, I was like, hey, it could be achievable if I keep working and get the opportunities. It's definitely really cool. It's a big accomplishment, not just for me, but for everyone else that helped me throughout the way. And I don't know, I'm just proud to be the one, I guess, to hold the record.
It was just great to see him finally get that moment. 100 goals, nobody's ever done that before. And to be a part of it and on the same team as he is, it's just, I'll never forget it.
The senior midfielder, now with 113 goals and counting for his career, takes pride in his individual accomplishment. However, if it came down to that or a team trophy, it's no secret to anyone what he would choose.
Throughout my 4 years here, never won an EPC or district championship, so that is the goal. And then to continue and possibly win that state championship at the end of the season would be great. Yeah, scoring goals are great, but winning is the most important thing to me.
I think what makes Jackson so skilled is that he's a team player. He's not out there just trying to make himself look good. He's trying to make everybody else look good and overall win as many games as we can to hopefully get a district championship and so on.
The team trophies are what you look back and what you cherish the most at all times, because then it's a team thing. It's with your friends that you've been with here, since you're a little kid growing up. Because again, records are gonna fade and stuff like that, whatever it is. But people remember full teams. Hey, that was a Northampton team, that won an EPC or a district title, and that we've never done before. So it's something. We always talk about setting records and doing something new. This is something new that we want to do, and he would absolutely rather have any of those titles than 100 goals, because he's a complete team player. He just wants to win.
From defense to offense to making his mark on this Northampton boys soccer program, all the while, unbeknownst to him, inspiring the future generation to follow in his footsteps.
I think I was able to show younger kids that it is possible to do great things, and I like to think, I know a couple kids on my brother's team have been telling me, looking up to me, whatever, and it's cool. I don't really understand why, or I never thought that would be a thing, but it is cool to see how kids can look up to you and how you can change the game for them and just to school all around.
Basically, it's going to be the standard, like, hey, I had a bunch of goals this season, and then somebody's like, hey, did you score as many as Jackson? That's what they're going to say, and they're going to try to set single season records, or they'll try to set career records, or whatever it is. It'll be a name that'll be mentioned at all times, and if and when it does eventually get broken at any point in time, it'll still be talked about constantly of what he did, and he was basically the first Northampton soccer player to really do something. That's where he is in the figure, where they see him And you can see it in every single game that he has played, that he is a stud on the field. He is the best player if he's scoring or not scoring. And the kids recognize that as well. And they're like, Jackson, that's who I want to be like.